All right, Chair, I'm ready whenever you are.
Excellent. All right. It is 9:31 a.m. on my clock. We'll call the meeting to order, and I'll start with roll call, please.
Chair Rose,
Present.
Member Probst,
Here.
Member Laffey.
Here.
Chair, you have a quorum.
Excellent. First item on the agenda is reappointments. That's oaths of office for me and for Mr. Probst. So, Jasmine, are you administering that, or?
Yes, so I'll have you repeat after me and then I will send for signature and send back to you. So I'll have you both. If you're on camera, if you could raise your right hand. If not, that's okay. So go ahead and repeat after me. I solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States,
I solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Alaska,
the Constitution of the State of Alaska,
and the Charter of the Municipality of Anchorage,
Charter of the Municipality of
Anchorage,
and that I will faithfully perform
that I will faithfully perform
the duties of the Board of Adjustment
the duties of the Board of Adjustment
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Thank you both.
Excellent. Congratulations, Mr. Probst, on reappointment, and I'm glad that we still have a large enough size board that we can regularly meet quorum. It's an improvement from last year, right? I will move on the. I will just go down the agenda here. So, approval for the agenda. I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
I move to approve the agenda, Mr. Chair.
Second.
All right. With no discussion, we'll approve the agenda. Then we'll look at minutes and a note on procedure here. So, Mr. Laffey, will you move to approve the minutes of the previous meeting?
Yes, I will move to approve the minutes of the previous meeting, Mr.
And I will
Rose.
second that motion. With no discussion, the minutes are approved. Moving to new business. So the main item of business today is Board of Appeal number 2024-01. We need to determine if there are any conflicts of interests and then establish the hearing panel and then detail out the schedule. Mr. Laffey, do you have any conflicts of interest with this case?
I reviewed it and I can't see any conflicts, let alone anybody that I know that's involved in this case, so I'm good.
Okay, Mr. Probst, same question.
Same answer. I think I'm fine.
Okay, I also do not have any conflicts. I think Member Peace does have a conflict. So the way that we've been doing this is setting up 3-person panels and trying to rotate the off person. Mr. Probst was the last off person that didn't hear the last one. So I think Mr. Laffey, Mr. Probst, and I will be the panel for this case. Now it's time to discuss the schedule. So the first item is we need to have time for our counsel to prepare the bench memo. And then we will be setting up a meeting to discuss and decide the appeal. And then we'll have to set up a second meeting to discuss and decide the written decision that will be published. So I will, I guess, start with Ms. Kitchen and ask what kind of time frame you think you need to be able to prepare that bench memo, and then we can use that as a starting point.
Yeah, I have I would say I can get you, Chair Rose, a memo by December 5th. And then I have a trial the week of November 11th. So I'm hesitant to go earlier than that. Previously, Chair Goodschow liked to have a little bit of time for you and me to discuss the memo before I sent it out to the board. And I think then I'm not sure how much time the board members want once the memo is finalized. But I can get one to you by the 5th of December.
Well, imagine if I then take the weekend with it. That's probably all we'll need there. Problem is, we're running right up next to Christmas. I think that's going to be the difficulty. Does anyone have any travel planned around the Christmas holiday, Mr. Laffey?
Yeah, I'm gonna be going to Texas. I'm gonna be gone the 19th through the of December through the 6th of January. I'll have good internet, so we can do things online if necessary.
Yeah, I appreciate that. From the last couple that I've done, I think being in person on the decision one is really helpful. So I think let's try and aim for a date that all three of us can be in person. So you're back on January 6th. I think it's reasonable for us to be looking into the early next year for the initial meeting. Mr. Probst, what does your calendar in kind of the December, January timeframe look like?
I travel pretty frequently, but like Mr. Laffey, I will have internet access wherever I go. But to be here in person, what I'd almost prefer is if you set a date that works for the two of you, then I'll work my travel plans around that so I can be here.
Okay. Well, the last couple of times we did this on Fridays, I'm open to other dates, but maybe I'll suggest as a starting point January 10 for our initial meeting of deciding the appeal. And ask Mr. Laffey if that works for you. And probably, I mean, these are the longer meetings, right? So it's going to be a several hour deal. Does the 10th of January work for you?
Yes, I currently only have a conflict between 1 and 2:30 that day. Aside from that, I am available.
Okay. Well, would the 17th work better?
Currently, yes, but
Okay.
I mean, it just depends on. I just can't get around to pre-existing scheduled hearings on my calendar.
Understood.
Yep.
And Mr. Probst, I know you said that you'd modify your schedule, but any reason that the 17th would not work? 17th of January?
Yeah, not at this time. That should be fine.
Okay. Ms. Kitchen, how about you?
The 17th works for me.
Wonderful. I think we have at least an initial date, and then we can backtrack from that.
The
I'm
only
sorry.
thing is, our office is closed because that's Martin Luther King Jr. Day, it looks like.
I thought that was a Monday.
January
Oh, maybe we put it
17th?
on the wrong day. Let me double check.
Yeah, it should be
Yeah.
the 20th. I have MLK Day as the 20th.
Okay, sorry, our calendar's wrong then. Let me fix that. So
Okay.
17th should work.
Wonderful. What time? Remind me, maybe, Ms. Akers. What time do we have the building access, and what time we normally do it? You should start at like 10 or 11, right?
Yes, we've done 1 to 3 before. We've done 10 to 1. Anytime between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Our office is open. So
Why don't we say 10 to 1? And then if it's extensive and we need to put some more time into it, that way we have a little bit of flexibility in the afternoon to kind of keep going. But we'll say it start at 10 o'clock on January 17, plan for 3 hours. From that, then, if we can make sure that, I mean, I imagine there should be no issue with getting the briefs to everybody by the end of the year. That I think that gives more than 2 weeks for each of us to have the briefs before we have the meeting, which should be sufficient. Earlier better, right? But it's also Christmas season. So, so Ms. Kitchen, if you want an internal deadline for your brief to me to look at, you've got a trial in December 5 is fine. If you need more time, I probably wouldn't mind that either. So
Sounds good to me.
wonderful. Okay, so now we are on to the subsequent meeting. So assuming that we make our decision on the 17th, how much time is needed, Ms. Kitchen, to get the written decision usually before we can have our next meeting?
I can turn that around pretty quickly. And so I would say with some back and forth to you, I could have that to you by the 22nd.
Okay.
In the I know that this appeal has been dragging out for a while, so I'm happy to make sure that we get it done as quickly as possible after that meeting.
And looking at my calendar, it looks like I would have a conflict on the 24th, but the 31st of January would be open for that second meeting. Does anyone have a conflict with January 31st as our meeting where we put the decision on record and discuss the written findings? Nope. Doesn't sound like there's any.
That works great for me, actually.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, so it sounds like, and we'll do that at 10 o'clock as well then, on the 31st. So it looks like we have our schedule. Does anyone have any questions about that schedule? I'm assuming that it looks like everyone's taking notes, so so that shouldn't be an issue. Oh, perfect.
Sounds good.
Wonderful. Well, we'll go on to the next item on the agenda, which is old business. There is no old business, so we'll go on to member comments. Mr. Laffey, any comments?
Through the chair, just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah, and I hope you all have a stay safe in the snow.
Mr. Probst?
Yeah, drive carefully. Thank you very much. No, I'm good.
Okay, I will also echo those comments. Thank you, gentlemen. With that, we will adjourn the meeting. Well, I suppose that there is one more audience participation. I think there's a few more people added here. One admonition first is that if you happen to be a member of the parties, you can't talk about the specifics of the cases before us. But if there's any audience participation comments, that would be the time to raise that. Okay, hearing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Move to dismiss the meeting.
All right, meeting is adjourned. Thank you all, and look forward to seeing you in a couple months.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Yep, thank you.